Hey everybody, it is Harlan, and I want to talk to you about something that comes up for every single person that does keto. Very often we see panic in the streets when something like this happens. I've got my Zivia soda here. If you don't know it, it's sweetened with stevia, so it does not promote insulin. So it comes in great flavors. Grape is my favorite. This one's cola. The issue that comes up is what happens when I travel and I'm doing keto. So let's talk about that. You go to a hotel and you feel great. There's breakfast there. Well, the typical continental breakfast has exactly nothing for you. You should get used to traveling with MCT oil or brain octane. It comes in small bottles, so small enough so you can take them on a plane or put them in your luggage. I always recommend double wrapping them in plastic so that there can't be a problem with leaking, but I've never had a problem. You can definitely pick up butter anywhere. Okay, it's not grass-fed this time, but actually if you go into Starbucks, they do have Kerrygold butter. You can ask them for it, and they'll even froth it into your coffee for them, for you. And then you can just add your MCT oil. But if you go to the typical continental breakfast, there's nothing there. If there are eggs, inquire. Are the eggs made fresh? Does someone actually crack the eggs? Very often, the eggs come out of a container. There are companies around the country that sell eggs ready to go, but they put other things in the eggs aside from whole eggs. Yes, they put in actually color to make sure that there's a stable color, and very often they put other things in to thicken the eggs. Those might be a problem. But if you have a person who is cooking eggs, and they are fresh and they're scrambled eggs, obviously that's not a problem. If you are super sensitive, they may not be cooking it in the best oil for keto. You'll have to see whether it's a problem for you or not. But chances are just about anything else they're going to have there is going to be a problem. One of the things that I do when I'm traveling is I go to supermarkets the night before. I always tell people that I want a refrigerator in the room. And just about every supermarket that I've been in the country, and this is all over the country from Florida to Hawaii to New York and beyond, has fresh prepared hard-boiled eggs. So I buy hard-boiled eggs, I have salt, and there's my breakfast with butter and coffee and brain octane oil. But now let's talk about going into a restaurant. And the restaurant is going to be for either lunch or dinner. So I have to tell you, if you go and you talk to the typical waitress or you talk to the chef and you say, I'm doing keto, they haven't the faintest idea of what you're talking about. If you say, oh, I'm doing Atkins or whatever, again, if they tilt their heads, their brains may fall out. They're not going to get. So the first thing that I typically tell people is that I am gluten-free and I am grain-free and I'm highly allergic to it. Now, I am allergic to gluten. I'll just add on the grain. You would be surprised how many people don't get it. But by saying you're allergic, it moves from them doing something to accommodate you to something that they believe that you could get sick over. So they are more cautious. First thing, no grains. The second thing, I tell them no potatoes or sweet potatoes. That takes care of a huge amount of issues. Then I'll say something like, no sauces, please. So understand that people are very simple and they don't get it. If you tell them you don't have grains, they don't get that that doesn't mean you can't have a hamburger bun or a hot dog bun. So be very specific with what you want. I'll have a hamburger with no bun and the following vegetables. What would you like as a side dish? You can have fried potatoes, French fried potatoes, potato chunks, sweet potato fries. I'll say, I'd like steamed broccoli or something similar. There is almost always an opportunity to substitute. Grilled chicken, specify no sauce. Salmon, no sauce. The no sauce will literally save yourself because people serve food slathered in sauce. So when it has teriyaki sauce or soy sauce, it may contain gluten. It may contain wheat. Not only could it possibly throw you out of keto, but if you have a gluten issue like I do, it could make you quite ill. No grains, no potatoes, no sweet potatoes, no sauces. What do you want? I want meat, I want chicken, and I want fish with nothing on top. Salads are great, but not their salad dressing. I can't think of a single commercial salad dressing that does not have sugar in it or all kinds of artificial stuff that is probably going to make you sick. I ask for oil and lemon, or I ask for just olive oil or just lemon juice, and I put that on top. If you do this, you can have a really nice lunch. Now, when you go into a nice place for dinner, the easiest thing is to go to them and say, I'll have a steak for dinner. And I want my steak with no sauces on it. Can we put spices? Yes, you can put spices. I've never had a problem with it. Grilled chicken, steaks, turkey, they'll typically put something on, so be very, very careful. I'll go into restaurants and they'll have salmon, and the salmon will have this kind of sauce, this kind of sauce. I'll say, I just want a piece of plain grilled or baked salmon, no sauce. There has not been a restaurant that has been unable to accommodate me. There's no reason that I'm going to have to go off my keto lifestyle because they are not prepared for me. Desserts, never a problem. I'll always ask them for some fresh berries. And somehow they will whip out a bowl of blueberries, strawberries, whatever. You can keep keto wherever you go. I don't get obnoxious with waiters or waitresses. What really works is I could say, I could really use your help. And then automatically they want to be on my side. They want to be the one who helps me. Now, I've traveled all around the world, and you would be surprised at the people who have helped. I was in Dubai once, and I told the woman what I wanted, and she said, I don't have anything here. I'm going to prepare a special salad for you. Then she came back and she said, is it okay if I put olive oil on it? Yes, olive oil is terrific. And then she said, could I put some lemon juice with the olive oil? How about a little salt? And then she started bringing me things, asking one at a time. And I had this huge plate of salad. And then she came out and she said, oh, are you on keto? You wouldn't think that someone in Dubai would know that. She goes, my daughter's on keto too. She loves it. You never know when that person is going to be able to provide exactly what you need. If you're traveling, you need to pull over, most of the burger places just a burger. We've seen that most of the other things, even you would think just plain chicken, look at the ingredients. Every fast food restaurant has a book that contains the ingredients. You may be shocked, but there's no reason that you can't travel and do keto and stick to keto. Wines, ask for a Pinot Noir for the red, ask for a Pinot Grigio for the white. Sweet wines, they're out. You can have bourbon, you can have scotch, you can have rye, you can have vodka, you can have rum, you can have tequila, but you can't have them sweetened. So mixed drinks where they're making a little fruity cocktail for you, probably going to be a problem. Also, just to let you know that if you have alcohol when you're on keto, your resistance is way down. If it took 3 drinks to get you into happy land, it's gonna take 1 now, maybe even less. Keto changes your body's ability to process alcohol. So be warned, if you used to drink 10 drinks in a night, you try that now, you're not getting up off the floor. So folks, travel with keto. You can do this. You can stick on it. There's no excuse for going off. I'll see you tomorrow.